Hello artists, how are you today? Stephanie Ani coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here in Six Rivers National Forest near Willow Creek, California. Oz and I welcome you to the studio. So glad that you are here with us today. Truly I am. Today's episode of 30 times 3, that's 30 projects in 30 days, under 30 minutes. And I think I fudged on the 30 minutes on this one. I got hung up on the color as well as the Cuttlebug. The Cuttlebug. So metal elements, Cuttlebug, and blue violet were our prompts today. Now, what do you do if you don't have a Cuttlebug? Don't use it. No, sorry. Things that you could do to make texture, right? What if you put like some rocks down, took a rolling pin, or just took some metal aluminum can, or seriously guys, you could do any type of raised element. Like you could have used a grid in here, you could have used anything that has some sort of texture to it. Let's change Cuttlebug to texture. If you have Cuttlebug, it is kind of fun to pull it out and try this out. And this is what this series is about, is experimenting and using some of those tools that we don't always use, thinking about them in different ways. So the painting, I took far too long on this. Now I had these little metal tags sitting around, so I just like, oh, well, I'll just use those, and then we can show circles, and we can show proportion, we can show asymmetrical alignment, we can kind of break the plane of the little thingy here a little bit, so I had fun with it. I did paint them for way too long, and we're not supposed to do that. Blue violet, what a gorgeous color. Truly, truly, truly stunning. And in this video, I do show you how to mix it up from both a bright red and a blue to the quinacridone magenta to the Prussian blue. Prussian bruise right there. So I did give you a couple different keys for color mixing. Now, if you have a red, make sure that it is a bluer toned red and not a yellower toned red. Okay, that's the one thing. When you're color mixing to make purple, make sure that you have a cool red and a cool blue. Not a green blue. You have a green blue with red and you're going to get brown, right? You'll have a yellow red with blue, you're going to get brown because you're going opposites, orange and blue. They're going to make brown. You don't want to do that. So make sure you stay with cool colors when you're trying to create purple. Cool stuff, huh? Okay, guys, here's the video, and we will chat soon. Remember, if you want to be a part of that contest, in the comments you have to say liked, commented, added to playlist. I know I keep reminding you of it, but the goodies are getting good, and you still have 3 weeks left. Yep, and trust me, I keep looking around my place going, what am I going to give them next? Oh, gosh. Okay, everybody. We'll chat soon. Bye. All right, artists, let's see what we have today. Blue violet. Okay. It's going to be like an ultramarine or Prussian. This would be really pretty. Cuttlebug. Ooh. Ooh. That's interesting. Oh, come on. Last one. And metal elements. Okay, so what do you do in this case if you don't have a Cuttlebug? And you don't have a soda can or whatever. You can use whatever metal elements you want. I think what you could do is maybe like instead of using a Cuttlebug, try a rolling pin. You could put like pebbles underneath and roll over the top of it. You could try. You're gonna have to have something that has a little bit heavier texture, but maybe, I don't know. You could always try aluminum foil instead of tin. You could use a lot of different things. You don't have to have a Cuttlebug. it is just kind of fun to play with these. I will completely admit to you, I have a blast with mine when I get to get it out. I've never tried to do it with an aluminum can before. It was just the first thing that came to mind. Watch your sharp edges. Be sure that you are collecting all of this stuff here. We're going to try to get as much out of this as possible. I kind of messed up with the top part. Wear gloves if you need to. I'm sure this stuff will cut quick. I want to try a couple different patterns if I can. But again, I think maybe aluminum foil would be really cool to use. Maybe better than this even. But that worked out pretty cool. This thing is a little technical. Again, be super careful when you're doing this. Don't cut yourself. You know, always have your super glue on hand in case you do cut yourself, because it does help immensely. Cuttlebug. Pull it open. We have 2 bees stacked and then our plate. And we have our fun little thingy. Oh. Okay. Since this is super easy to cut, let's do something like this with it. This has the most interest, so we're going to have that seen. This has the least interest, so we're going to have that hidden. Definitely Fabri-Tac on this one. I actually just kind of love that right there. More than this. Okay, artists, I think I figured out what I want to do here. I just found some of these little taggy circle elements because I thought they'd be kind of cool. And I am going to make these go a little bit off of the page just to see what happens. I probably shouldn't. So we're going to try to make it not go down into the bottom ridge here because we want to be able to butt these up to the other color tiles when we're all done. I know, right? So blue violet. You know, a cobalt blue is pretty close. An ultramarine is close. This cobalt is actually closer to the violet blue. This is it right here. Actually, it's closer to the blue. Prussian blue is a beautiful color. You guys hear me talk about it. We're just going to grab a small paintbrush here. One of our rags. All right, grab some white and let's look at this color right here. It is a very true, gorgeous, deep, dark blue. Let's see here, where are we at? It's gonna be one of these two colors, right? Very close. It's gonna be on the other side. It's violet blue. So Prussian blue is almost a pure violet blue. All right, so that's a good thing to know. We are looking for blue violet. which means that it will have more purple in it, more red in it, right? So we're coming in from our red violet that we had yesterday, and we're working right there. So remember the red violet, we had the quinacridone magenta, which is right here. So technically, if we mix these two together, you would think we would come pretty close to blue violet, and look at that kapow! Holy schmoly, there's our color. So it's a perfect quinacridone magenta with Prussian blue. Now, what do you do if you don't have those two colors? So let's look here to do a little color mixing, right? Grab a piece of paper so you can see the colors better against white. Okay, that's our color. Here is just a nice bright red, and here is a standard blue, right? Now that one is cobalt blue and Parole red. This red is a cooler red. Now there are reds that have warmer tones in them. You have to go with a cool red when you want to make a purple, or you will not get a pure color, right? Because you're putting yellow in with blue in with red, and that way you are going to get kind of a muddy color. When you mix all of the primary colors together, you get mud. So now here is this pure red, right here. Pure red with the cobalt blue. So that is, of course, our red violet that we were playing with yesterday. If we mix more blue in with this, look at what's happening to our color. Now, I have not mixed white or black in with this. This is just blue with red. And that's got to be pretty close to our blue violet over here. Actually, that's still pretty violet, right? That's violet. Okay, so that means we need to add a little bit more blue to get blue violet. And this is how we practice color. And is it, what are you practicing color for? Well, because that's how we become better artists. That's how we train our eyes to see. Perfect. You see the differences between those three colors? They're subtle, but they are absolutely 100% there. So now let's drop in a little bit of white so you can see what that lightens up to be. When you add just white, you don't always get the exact same color, but that is pretty darn close. Okay? So that's two different ways that you can get it. The quinacridone magenta right there, and the Prussian blue. Gorgeous color. Oh, look how rich that is. See, that's why we have these certain colors. It's a very rich, beautiful, intense color. And see how this one becomes a little bit gray when we add just the red to the blue. All right, that's going to give us our, this is a dirty brush, so, this is not absolutely 100% pure. There's our red violet, and then here is adding a little bit more blue to that, getting us over into our correct shades. Playing with color, it's a fun thing. We're just going to mix it all together because that should give us our color. Yep, that's it. Okay, so where's our little piece? I'm going to do this nice dark color around the outer edges. Because I like to create little frames. That's just me. And I'm just kind of letting the colors mix on the tile itself because it's going to give it greater interest. And we're practicing colors, so let's mix it up. It doesn't have to be one solid pure color. We are letting our eyes visually mix the colors that we have in there. Now let's pull out a little bit of white over the top of this and see what happens. Now we're going to lose all of our We don't want to lose all of our cool texture underneath. I don't know if we can, really. But maybe, oh, I have an idea. So we're going to let that dry. I have an idea. Putting all these gorgeous colors back here. And it's staying really within our blue-violet range. Blue-violet, blue-violet. See? That little blue is a little too blue. Cover that up. Because we're going to have that, you know, blue color study coming up too. So we want to be able to have all of these stand individually, but also work together. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get some color on these guys. Now, I want to use lighter colors on these guys because they're going to sit up on top. So let's bring over this here. Oh, perfect. Let's make sure we're not, oh, actually it's violet blue, isn't it? It's exactly violet blue. So we need to add a little bit more red to it. That was probably a little bit too much. That just took it right over to the red violet. That's pure violet. Okay, it's in a little more blue. This is how we mix color, guys. It doesn't always go fast. But the reason why we're doing this is to learn. Blue violet. There it is. See? That's practicing color. Look what you made. Look what you made. You made perfect color. Now, definitely know that you can interpret these any way that you want to. I mean, for Cuttlebug, you could even just put a bug in it, like a, you know, a metal element bug. I don't care. It's your interpretation of the study, of the practice, right? We're going to bring in a little bit more of that right there, more of that whitish color. Who was it? Someone on Messy Hands. I have a feeling, oh gosh, names. I'm so bad with names. She's pulling her own colors from the Patreon. Speak. I put the prompts up on Patreon, and she is doing her own color studies. She's picking her own 3 every day. And her Metal Elements one was beautiful chains with little charms on them. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And I know I just chatted with her. I'm so bad with names. Guys, please don't ever take it as I don't like you, or that I don't, you know, I'm not recognizing you, or I don't see you. It's just that my brain, it just works that way. So it's very frustrating to me. I will eventually get to know you better and remember your name better. Just me. And also, guys, on Messy Hands too, realize that if I don't, you know, give you a big long spiel and I said something really nice to somebody else, it doesn't mean that I like yours less or better. What it means is most likely I just didn't have the time to go into a full conversation. Or into a lot of detail. Sometimes I have time to sit there, and then other times I just don't have time to give big, long compliments or, you know, conversations on the color. So in no way is it ever meant to be something that you feel like you were disregarded or not given enough attention to. So just know that. I love you all equally. I don't have favorites. Okay, we're adding a little bit of dark, or I'm sorry, light to one side, and then we're going to add a little color shimmer to another side. That red is kind of cheating just a little bit. You know it is. But I want to give these guys some extra dimension. I want them to come off the table, and I'm hoping that when we put them next to that dark, that our eyes will naturally kind of mix that color, blend that color in. It should. It should. Anachrone and Prussian. Gorgeous color combination. Look at that color. Oh, golly. Give it a little bit more of this dark, pure color. Dark and pure color. Trying to give it an interesting shape. Trying to make it look like it's a little round at least. And leaving these little metal hoops on it, I've done it because I think they should give us an extra design element. Don't know how that's going to work either. Okay guys, I am going to set this aside. I'm going to let this dry, and I will be back in just a second to assemble all of it. All right, bye. Guys, so I wasn't really happy with the colors on these, so I grabbed my Luminaire purple paint here, and lo and behold, it is almost the exact right color. Just giving it, see, but that's a different tone, isn't it? It's close to the violet. So let's bring a little bit of the Prussian in. Too much. There it is. I did take a little scrape of my little pumice stone here and just kind of scraped along the edge to give it a little frame. I thought that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I like the metal part of that. So blue violet, just make sure what color we're at here. Gorgeous. Okay, fab tack. Took too long on that. Took too long on that. Bringing you down. We're gonna offset these babies. Something interesting. Gonna need to be repainted anyway. Golly. There we go. Now I want to make a really light color of that. Oh, I think that's pretty cute. Oh, I think that's pretty cute right there. Oh, I like it. See if we can get some more right there. All right, so we look at here, we've got repetition, we've got asymmetrical balance, we have proportion, small to large, we have, of course, circles. Let's put a little pop of this color right there. Bright. Why would we put that bright color right there? Because it's the most intense color on the piece. And it'll bring attention to it. Right? You have to have variety of color. Now I know it's a little too pink, but I'm fudging just that much. It's okay. It's okay. There's not police that are going to come by. I am taking way too long on coloring this one, though. It's kind of funny. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I think it's cool. I like it. Cuttlebug took a lot of time. Don't know if it was necessary. But, you know, we're experimenting. That's what this is all about. Experimentation. Checking out to see what you like and what you don't like. Using products that you don't always use. Using colors that you don't always use. So, while this is just, you know, a 30-day challenge, we are pushing ourselves in our craft. We are studying about our beautiful colors. All right, artists, here is our finished little piece. We've got our little pieces stuck on there. So I think as far as metal elements go, and as far as using the Cuttlebug, and as far as using our gorgeous blue violet, I think I did pretty good. I spent way too much time on this project. These are supposed to be 30 minutes or less for a reason, so that we don't get stuck on them like I did. And then I did use just some of the pure violet and some of the red violet colors, and I kind of, I spent way too long on it. But oh well, doesn't matter. On to the next one. Okay guys, we will chat soon. Love you bunches.